What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F1 Clash 2024 series. We are here for episode number 7 today. If you guys have missed some of the previous episodes, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. And at the time this is coming out, well, happy holidays to everyone who is celebrating. I hope you all have a great holiday, and I hope that 2025 will be a better year for all of us in every sort of aspect of our lives. So anyways, making our way through the crates here, you can see we're getting some new stuff then from the free crates. We just got the Aston Martin driver then of Lance Stroll, one of the greatest drivers to ever exist in the history of Formula 1. Totally no sarcasm there. But yeah, it has been a while, unfortunately, since we have started doing this series. So hopefully we can get back quickly into the swing of things here, and we can start uploading some videos. You will see some more videos through this stretch here. I'm trying just to upload them as many as I can before I start to get busy again. I have not forgotten about the YouTube channel. I have not forgotten my YouTube password, luckily. So it's not like, I have an excuse to sort of be silent here on YouTube. Anyways, then we are making our way through the crates here, getting a lot of stuff. We don't have a lot of coins to spend, unfortunately, and it doesn't really help when we're only getting about 4,000 coins each box, more or less. We do have about 112,000 to spend here. We also have an extra standard crate then from the pit pass that was probably about like 4 months ago. Yes, this is how old these recordings are, unfortunately. So we gotta somehow find a way to not only keep up, but we also gotta find a way to get ahead, because I have like 40 other episodes waiting to go out as well. But we are trying to make our team stronger. Our team so far is looking pretty decent here, and it's only going to get stronger here as we upgrade Kevin Magnussen. It's only going to take 22,000 coins. He's upgraded to level 2 then. It's going to help everything. His qualifying and his race start are definitely much better in comparison to our previous team. So now we have a team of Logan Sargent. Yes, this was pre-Sargent. This was the pre-update before Sargent was turned over into Colapinto. Ricardo was turned over to Lawson. So yes, you are having some old footage of F1 Clash 2024. But anyways, then we are heading to Monza then, the Temple of Speed, and it is currently raining for qualifying, and I do apologize for the lack of audio for the race. So you're just gonna hear some background music and some beautiful voice of yours truly. But yeah, unfortunately, when I was doing that, the audio kind of crapped out a little bit, and I was forced to kind of cut it out. I was originally trying to export it with the audio, and Premiere Pro said no, I don't like it, so I had to cut out the audio. So unfortunately, this is the case for this one, but fortunately though, this is a one-time thing. I have uploaded the other episodes, and so far they have been looking good. Anyways, you saw on the screen there, it is a rainy Italian Grand Prix, so we are forced to stick onto the wet tires, and I could tell my opponent was going to be much better compared to us. So I actually gave Sargent the Tulip boost, and I gave Magnussen the Ranger boost in an attempt essentially to try and hopefully to win this race. As you may have saw in the previous episode, we had our first safety car, and it kind of screwed us over, unfortunately. So if we can get past this will be a lot easier, but this is a lot easier said than done right now, because we are currently losing to our fellow compatriot here. We're trying to essentially get ahead of him as quickly as we can here using the attack, but unfortunately Sargent is not very good at overtaking, as we are running 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th respectively here. Sargent does get ahead initially there, so we are now back into the quote-unquote lead. Not after, though, absolutely melting through our tires here. We are going to be forcing ourselves to do two-stop compared to the rest, and I think he's using the Eagle boost as well, so this is a big boost for him as well to try and maybe make this a one-stop. And I do think the one-stop is an important strategy here at the Temple of Speed. I think actually it's a bit overpowered. I still think it's a bit overpowered, even saying this on in December playing F1 Clash. The one-stop can be very overpowered sometimes. Sometimes I do think the two-stop is better, but the one-stop, especially with the lack of time that you spend in the pits, it is a lot easier. As you can see that we are getting overtaken by his Magnussen as well. So it's not looking too good for us there. And you can see he is staying out, and we're going to try to stick out as well. Sargent comes into the pits for another set then of wet tires, 5.4 seconds, not too bad of a stop here, and he will come out in second to last place in an attempt to try maybe undercut a couple other guys, but it doesn't help when he doesn't have a lot of battery charge on his car for disposal here. And for Magnussen, we're trying to get ahead of his Magnussen, and we do so successfully. We are take back the lead then of this Grand Prix for now, and we also make a move up into 13th, which is really helpful because we need to stay ahead of him come the pit stop phase. And for Sargent, well, he's just trying his best to keep up with the leading pack, and surprisingly, his Magnussen comes in as well. So I do think this is going to force him into a 2-stop as well, as Magnussen also goes on to another set of wet tires. He's going to pop out in P12. Sargent is going to emerge in P10. And yeah, so now the pecking order runs with Sargent in 10th. Magnussen sits in 11th, and I think both of his other guys are pitted as well, so they are still behind us. So I think we have essentially played his hand into a 2-stop, which is important now that we are on the same page, as we have another safety car that comes out. And well, this is kind of interesting time because we just pitted Magnussen on for a new set of tires. Sargent, he was going to come in on the next, actually on lap 5. So this is going to be interesting to see whether he can manage his tires until the end. It is a free pit stop though, under the safety car, and I really do think it is better to take this free pit stop, even if it means we are going to be double stacking, losing a bit of time here. As Sargent comes into the pits, Magnussen will follow suit then. I think both of his drivers also came into the pits as well. No, one of them did stay out. So it will be interesting to see which strategy does come into play here, as Magnussen reemerges in P16, Sargent reemerges in P13, and this is a bit of a risk. I do not have any of the drivers on any sort of boost that help with tire management, and the tire management is not that great to begin with. Magnussen's tire management, I think, is the strongest stat, but for Sargent, it is definitely not. So it will be interesting to see whether or not they can make it to the end, even with the extra set of tires that they are using. And I'm probably going to be trying to keep Sargent on conserve for most of the rest of the race. While Magnussen could probably be on standard for a little longer, but at some point I do think these guys will have to essentially be on the last lap conserving tires just to make it to the end. But you can see here that we have already made it back up to the train, and well, we're right back to where he is. So really, we haven't missed out on a lot here as we start lap number 6 then of this Grand Prix here. We're trying to essentially stick with this guy, and I do think then, because he didn't pit under that safety car, he essentially is just giving us the win here. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen unless he pulls some freak strategy that somehow makes it work, or both of my guys get punctures and we end up losing it at the line. But I do think for now we should be okay. We are trying to get past Stroll right there, but Sargent is really not doing us any favors. We're essentially burning not only our tires but also our battery as well. As for Magnussen, he is still remaining in P15. He's doing a good job, that Danish driver. And now look at this, he has come into the pits as well, so now this is a big advantage for us. But now we have the pressure to try and maintain our tires as well, because it's not looking too good so far here. Sargent is running P12. He has that 44% tires with essentially more than 1.5 laps to go, and it's not looking great. Magnussen is in a very similar position as well. He's running in P13, so I do think we are going to have to force them to go on to conserve here for quite a bit of time here. We're going to have to settle for P12 and P13, but as long as we hold these positions, I think we should be okay until the end here as we make our way onto the final lap. It is going to be very close. You can see Sargent is asking, should we box one more time, and I'm going to ignore the suggestion. We're going to keep going for one more lap here. We're going to leave them on conserve then for the majority of this lap. Sargent is running in P3. Magnussen is running in P4. That is the power then of pitting under the safety car, but will we be able to hold on to it as we make our way into Sector 2? Then Sargent is on 12% tires. He's essentially driving with no tires at this point. The rims are essentially just the ones that are propelling him forward. Magnussen just got overtaken here. He's down into 5th place, but I do think Magnussen will be holding down the fort in terms of tire wear. As for Sargent, he just got moved down to P4, and now his tires are shot as well. Magnussen will come through, I think, as Sargent does an excellent job blocking off signs initially, but everyone's got punctures there. So we actually end up crossing the line in a very awkward fashion. P6 and P7, but that is the race win then, and that is another episode done. So thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you guys did enjoy this episode here as we win another race, and we are going to get a gold crate for our efforts. But that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Happy holidays, and I'll see you all very soon.